So hi guys, my name is Jerico Aguirre, and for today's video I will discuss the computer systems and platform technologies. So first lecture, which is the computer hardware system. Computer hardware refers to the physical parts or components of the computer system, including the central processing unit, which is the CPU, memory, which is RAM, storage, what we call the hard disk drive or solid state drive, motherboard, input devices including keyboard, mouse, and etc. For the output devices, including the monitor, printer, and for the peripheral devices, including the scanner and camera. These components work together to process, store, and retrieve data, run applications, and perform other tasks. The hardware of a computer system is a crucial aspect of its functionality and performance. So here's the components of computer and laptops. First is the laptop. For the laptop, also known as notebook computer, is a portable computer that can be easily carried and used in a variety of locations. So madadala natin siya kahit saan at mabibit-bit nga natin siya kahit saan man tayo pumunta. Pwede siyang pang bahay and office and also sa school. So it typically has a thin LCD or LED computer screen mounted on the inside of the upper lid of the clamshell form factor. So ayan. Next is the computer or desktop. Computer or desktop is an electronic device that can perform a variety of tasks, including storing, retrieving, and processing data, executing programs. It consists of hardware components such as a central processing unit, which is the CPU, memory, and storage, as well as software programs such as operating system and applications. So next is the laptop battery. Laptop battery are the remote power source for all types of laptops computers. They are what make laptops so mobile. Though laptops can be used without a battery, they are not nearly as convenient and lose a substantial amount of effectiveness. So nearly all laptops today use a lithium-ion battery, but some, especially older ones, use an NIMH or NiCad battery or NiCad battery. That's the itsura niya ng laptop battery. So next is the touchpad. Touchpad, also known as a trackpad, is a device that can use to control the movement of the cursor on a laptop computer. It is a flat surface typically located below the keyboard that is used as a substitute for a mouse. Touchpads use fingers gestures to control the movement of the cursor, such as tapping to click, sliding to move the cursor, and pinching to zoom in and zoom out. So, some touchpad also support multi-touch gesture, such as 2 fingers scrolling, 3 fingers swipe to switch between open application or more. So that's the touchpad. So next is the let's go back to the components, which is the SSD. For the SSD, stands for solid state drive, a type of data storage device that uses NAND based flash memory to store and access data. It is commonly used as replacement for traditional hard disk drives or HDD in computers, laptops, and other computing devices due to its faster read-write speeds, lower latency, and increased durability compared to HDD. And that's the SSD or VNAND SSD. So next is the next is the dual band Wi-Fi AC. Dual band Wi-Fi AC is a wireless network adapter that supports both the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz frequency bands. The 2.4 GHz band is a widely used frequency band for wireless networks, but it can become congested with other devices and result in slower speeds and reduced range. So the 5 GHz band is less congested, provides faster speeds and greater range, but has a shorter range than 2.4 GHz. And the dual band Wi-Fi card allows the devices it is installed in to connect to both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz networks. And that's the picture of the Wi-Fi or dual band Wi-Fi card. And next is the GPU, or also known as graphics processing unit. It is a specialized processor designed specially for handling the complex calculations required for rendering images and video. GPUs are widely used in computer systems for gaming, video editing, and other graphics intensive applications, as well as in high performance computing for scientific simulations and data analysis. GPUs are often integrated into the main GPU or available as separate add-in cards, and they can have many hundreds or even thousands of smaller processing units called cores that work together to perform the complex calculations required for graphics and other demanding tasks. And this is the picture of the GPU AMD Radeon RX 6950 XT. Next is the power supply unit, or PSU. The power supply unit is in a computer system unit provides power to all of the other components in the system. It converts AC power from the wall outlet into the DC power needed by the internal components. The amount of power that a system requires depends on the components that are installed, but common power supply capacities range from around 300 watts to over 1000 watts. The PSU typically has several connectors for connecting to the various components in the system, including the motherboard, graphics card, hard drives, and other peripherals. And this is the PSU 1000T2 or Supernova titanium power supply. Next is the SSD, or what we call solid state drives, a type of data storage device that uses NAND-based flash memory to store and access data. It is commonly used or placed for traditional hard drives, HDD in computers, laptops, and etc. So next is HDD or hard disk drive. The major storage device of the computer system is the hard disk or hard drive. Unlike the RAM that stores data temporarily, the hard drive stores information, files, and other documents permanently as in its main function, and also allows to retrieval of the data, but it is non-volatile. Data is not loose when the computer goes off. So operating system and application software or apps are installed on the hard drive. So this is the Seagate Barracuda 3 terabytes. Ayan. So next is the RAM, also known as random access memory. It is the main memory of the computer system whose main function is to store data temporarily. It allows data to be accessed easily by the GPU based on the fact that data is accessed randomly in no specific order. So it is also speed up the computer operations because of its ability to allow random access to data. The bigger, not in physical shape but in the capacity. The RAM, the faster the access to data by the GPU. So RAM is volatile, meaning it works or stores data while the computer is running and loses all data when the computer goes off. The RAM is combination with the GPU and the hard disk in the computer's major source of speed. So a computer can use more than one RAM depending on its user preference, but limited to the number of memory slots on the motherboard. So that means pwede kang magdagdag or magkabit ng ilang memory ng RAM depende sa slot ng motherboard na meron ka. And next is the computer case. So hindi mawawala tong computer case kasi this is the component that holds all of the parts to make the computer system. It is usually designed in such a manner to make fitting a motherboard, wiring, and drives as easily as possible. Some are designed so well that it's easy to make everything look tidy and presentable. And this is the computer case or the system unit. And next is the motherboard. Motherboard is the main board that is screwed directly inside the computer case. All other cards and everything else plugs directly into the motherboard, hence its name. The CPU, RAM, drives, power supply, and more are connected to it. This function involves integrating all the physical components to communicate and operate together. A good motherboard offers a wide amount of connectivity options. It is also as at least amount of bottlenecks possible. Yan. So as you can see, and alam naman natin na si motherboard ang pinakamahalaga sa system units kasi nandun lahat nakakonect, lahat ng wirings ng hard drives and SSD na nilalagay natin. And for the lastly is the CPU or the central processing unit. The CPU or central processing unit is basically like the brain of computer systems. It processes all the information on computational level. It takes all the processes from the RAM and processes them to perform the task required by the computer system. The central processing unit is usually seated in the socket that utilize a level of a lash with a hinge plate with a cutout in the the center to secure the CPU onto the motherboard. And this is the AMD Ryzen, the latest CPU. And that's all the part 1 of the computer hardware system. So next is the number 2, which is the number system.